Ladies and gentlemen, if you're over 60 and sciatica pain has become a constant, unwelcome companion, shooting down your leg, making every step heavier than the last, you're not alone. Millions of older adults battle the same burning, tingling, and numbing pain every single day. Many rely on pills that offer only temporary relief, while others turn to invasive treatments that bring long-term risks. But what if I told you there is one simple exercise, safe, natural, and backed by science, that can begin easing sciatica pain immediately, often faster than painkillers, an exercise anyone can do at home, without equipment, in less than 2 minutes? Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what that exercise is, and why it works so powerfully for adults over 60. But first, let's understand the 5 key reasons this method is so effective. It releases pressure on the sciatic nerve instantly. One of the most common and overlooked causes of sciatica is the intense pressure placed on the sciatic nerve by tight muscles deep in the lower back and hips. As we age, especially past 60, the muscles around the lumbar spine naturally become stiffer, shorter, and less flexible. This is due to decades of sitting, bending, lifting, and even small imbalances in daily posture. Over time, this stiffness creates compression around the sciatic nerve, the largest nerve in the body, which runs from the lower spine all the way down to the feet. When this nerve becomes pinched, pain shoots down the leg like electricity. The simple exercise we're talking about is powerful because its very first action is to release this pressure immediately. It targets a muscle called the piriformis, a small but extremely influential muscle located deep inside the hip. When this muscle tightens, it acts like a clamp on the sciatic nerve. The exercise gently stretches and relaxes the piriformis, allowing the nerve to breathe again. The moment that pressure is relieved, pain begins to fade. This exercise also loosens the multifidus and erector spinae muscles in the lower back. These spinal muscles become rigid with age, especially in people who sit for long periods or who haven't exercised consistently. When the lower back muscles tighten, they restrict natural motion and cause the vertebrae to shift slightly, another source of nerve irritation. By slowly relaxing these muscles, the exercise helps decompress the spine and calms the inflammatory response that intensifies sciatica symptoms. People often describe a warm, soothing sensation after performing this movement, almost like the pain melts away. That feeling comes from the rapid release of tension around the nerve. What makes this so remarkable is that this kind of relief normally takes medications, injections, or hours of rest to achieve. Yet through a simple, controlled motion, the body does it naturally. This pressure release doesn't just help temporarily, it sets the stage for long-term improvement. When the nerve is no longer under constant irritation, the muscles begin to relax more easily, posture improves, and inflammation decreases. Even the pain signals sent to the brain begin to quiet, allowing you to move with more confidence and less fear. Ultimately, this exercise works because it addresses the root cause of most sciatic pain, a compressed nerve. And once that pressure is lifted, the body can finally begin to heal the way it was designed to. 2. It restores proper alignment in the lower back and pelvis. Many people don't realize that sciatica isn't always caused by a single injury or sudden movement. Often, it comes from years, sometimes decades, of subtle misalignments in the spine and pelvis. These misalignments might be caused by poor posture, sitting unevenly, sleeping in an awkward position, or even walking with a slight imbalance in the hips. Over time, these small shifts create a significant problem. The bones and joints move out of their ideal positions, placing stress on the sciatic nerve. When the pelvis rotates even a few degrees forward or backward, or when one hip becomes tighter than the other, the spine shifts as compensation. This uneven positioning narrows the spaces through which nerves travel. Imagine a doorway slowly closing. The space gets tighter and tighter until eventually something gets caught. In this case, that something is your sciatic nerve. The exercise we're focusing on gently but effectively restores alignment in these key areas. It targets the lumbar vertebrae L4, L5, and S1, where sciatica most often begins. By moving the spine through a controlled, safe range of motion, the exercise encourages the vertebrae to return to their natural positions. This reduces irritation around the nerve roots and allows the spinal discs to move more freely. In addition, the exercise engages the hip rotators and pelvic muscles that are responsible for stabilizing the lower body. When these muscles become imbalanced, which is extremely common in people over 60, they can rotate the pelvis out of alignment without you even realizing it. By correcting these imbalances, the exercise prevents the pelvis from pulling the spine out of position. What makes this alignment correction so powerful is that it doesn't require force, cracking, or manipulation. Instead, it uses your body's own mechanics to gently guide everything back into place. This makes it incredibly safe for older adults, even those with arthritis, osteoporosis, or past injuries. Over time, improved alignment reduces the chronic inflammation that builds up around compressed nerves. It also takes pressure off the spinal discs, allowing them to rehydrate and recover. With consistent practice, many people find that their posture improves, their lower back feels more stable, and they can stand and walk with far less discomfort. In short, this exercise does something pain pills simply cannot do. It addresses the structural cause of sciatica. By restoring proper alignment in the spine and pelvis, it helps eliminate the root issue, not just the symptoms. 3. It activates weak muscles that support the spine. A major cause of sciatica, especially for adults over 60, is muscle weakness. Over the years, the core muscles, glutes, and hip stabilizers begin to lose strength. These muscles are responsible for supporting the weight of the upper body and keeping the spine balanced. When they weaken, the lower back is forced to compensate. This extra strain places tremendous stress on the sciatic nerve. The exercise we're discussing is exceptionally effective because it wakes up these weak muscles and brings them back into action. Instead of simply stretching, this movement activates the lower abdominal muscles, deep core stabilizers, and gluteal muscles, all of which are essential for spinal support. When these muscles turn on, they take pressure off the lower back immediately. Strengthening the glutes in particular is crucial. The gluteus medius and gluteus maximus help keep the pelvis stable during movement. When they weaken, the pelvis tilts or shifts side to side. This instability causes the spine to bend unnaturally, irritating the sciatic nerve. By activating these muscles, the exercise improves pelvic control and reduces nerve tension. The exercise also targets the transverse abdominis, a deep core muscle that acts like a natural corset around your spine. When this muscle weakens, the lower back becomes vulnerable to strain, disc compression, and misalignment. The gentle engagement required in the exercise strengthens this muscle without any heavy lifting or bending. One of the reasons this activation is so effective is that it retrains the body to move correctly. Instead of relying on the lower back to do all the work, the stronger muscles begin to carry their share of the load. This creates an immediate sense of relief and long-term protection against future flare-ups. Another benefit is improved balance. Weak core and hip muscles are a major contributor to falls in older adults. As these muscles strengthen, not only does sciatica improve, but stability improves as well, making daily activities like walking, climbing stairs, and standing easier and safer. By consistently activating and strengthening these muscles, the spine becomes more supported, posture improves, and pressure on the nerve decreases dramatically. Pain relief becomes not only possible, but predictable. 4. It improves blood flow to the lower back and legs. Circulation naturally declines with age, especially in the muscles and joints of the lower body. Poor blood flow means less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and slower healing. For people suffering from sciatica, this reduced circulation makes inflammation worse and prolongs pain. The exercise boosts blood flow instantly by gently moving the spine and hips through a safe, controlled motion. This increases circulation to the lumbar region, soft tissues, and sciatic nerve pathway. As fresh, oxygen-rich blood enters the area, inflammation decreases and healing accelerates. The movement also stimulates the lymphatic system, which helps flush out inflammatory waste products that build up around irritated nerves. Improved circulation reduces the chemical irritation around the sciatic nerve, allowing the tissues to calm down. Warmth is a common sensation felt after performing this exercise, an indication that blood is flowing more freely to previously stagnant areas. This warmth helps relax tight muscles, allowing them to release tension and reduce compression around the nerve. Better circulation also supports the spinal discs. Discs do not have their own blood supply, they rely on movement to absorb nutrients. By moving the spine gently, the exercise allows the discs to rehydrate and heal, reducing pressure on the nerve roots. Over time, improved circulation reduces stiffness, improves flexibility, and allows the body to repair damaged tissues. For many people, this means waking up with less morning stiffness, walking with greater ease, and experiencing FUE. Are flare-ups throughout the week? 5. It's safe, low impact, and easy for anyone over 60. The most important part of this exercise is that it is truly safe for almost everyone. Many traditional stretches, yoga poses, and strength movements are difficult or unsafe for older adults. They require bending, twisting, kneeling, or placing pressure on the joints. This exercise avoids all of that. It requires no equipment, no special clothing, and no advanced flexibility. It can be done on a bed, a chair, the floor, or standing, depending on your comfort level. The movement is simple, controlled, and gentle on the spine. Because it is low impact, it doesn't strain the knees, ankles, or hips. This makes it ideal for people with arthritis, osteoporosis, chronic back pain, or limited mobility. The movement is also easy to modify, allowing you to adjust the intensity to match your comfort level. Many older adults struggle with balance issues, making traditional exercises unsafe. This exercise eliminates that risk because it doesn't require standing on one leg, bending forward, or twisting. The simplicity of the movement also encourages consistency. Instead of feeling intimidated by a complex routine, you can perform this exercise daily with confidence. This consistency is what leads to lasting relief, not just temporary improvement. Because the movement is so gentle, it can be used during flare-ups when other exercises would be too painful. The safe, soothing motion helps calm the nerve without aggravating the surrounding tissues. Over time, this builds strength, flexibility, and stability, all essential for preventing future episodes of sciatica. Ultimately, the exercise works because it's designed specifically for the needs of older adults. It doesn't rely on brute force, extreme stretching, or intense effort. Instead, it uses smart science-backed movement to reduce pain, restore function, and support long-term healing.